I'm reading from my notes. Just a note. It's about my spirituality, my way of life, my way of thinking, my perspective, my way of being, a religion, a spirituality, a practice, life itself for me. I am an omnist, if that's how you say it. I'm an omnist. It accompanies my details such as folk Catholicism and witchcraft. So basically, I'm an omnist folk Catholic witch, or a folk Catholic omnist witch. Catholicism is the religion that my feet is in, that is grounded, the Bible, grounded in the Bible. So basically, folk Catholicism is my practice and spirituality, and witch is my culture and such, and omnis is my spirit. My spirit is a Catholic Christian, same, but Catholic religion wise speaking. Folk Catholic omnis. This is me. This is how I see and perceive the world. Why not share it? This is good. Not because I said so, not because of that, but because it's a gift from the Lord Himself. He was waiting for me to open the box. I took a long time, but He was very patient. He showed me that I am honest. I love you, Lord. Thank you. Okay. My theory, I think, to understand my faith is practice. To practice my faith is that God is. God started creating us on earth, and it echoes through all dimensions. So, therefore, how the earth looks in the universe and all is a physical manifestation of what we do not see. A physical manifestation of what we do see in every day. So gods do change, but remain the same. So God moves with the times, but He is the same, not stagnant. He is change. He is moving. God, period. So we get that. So the Heavenly Father started off according to science and the Bible. We basically started, humanity started according to science and where the Bible started, Africa. This is just, well, we don't truly know, but Africa. Then we move to Mesopotamia and started civilization. Then the flood happened, according to the Bible. The flood, according to all Bibles and all books that talks about the flood lesson. Then we continued again all over, and starting with Noah. Noah is truly our ancestors in this life, but then we branched out and stemmed from Noah. Noah, to me, I think, I don't know, this is just a theory. It could sound weird to some people. I'm still trying to I'm still trying to practice my faith. This is faith I'm speaking. You can't see faith. You could just say the word. But faith is like something that has to be brought to the eyes of that person in their own time. So it may sound weird or wrong to someone, but it's not meant to be. This is personal, but it's not as personal because God is personal, but He's universal. So this is everything, but He's personal as well. The Lord, I would say, let me just keep on reading. Let me read my notes. Noah is truly our ancestors in this life, but then we branch out and stand from Noah. To me, I think Noah was probably the most generic human, because from there, God made Himself, because from there, humans branched out again. So I'm thinking he was like the genetic but I don't know completely. I'm trying to break a code here. It's crazy. I don't know. But from there on, God had himself in the form. Now we're talking about deities now. In my perspective, how I see the world, how I see life, my life, love, and God. To me, how I see it is from there, God had himself in the form of gods to this create different, thus, worlds, such as, for example, Japan. Japan is a country, but in probably in another dimension, sounds crazy, but probably in another plane, Japan is a world. And if you, spiritually speaking, if you see it that way, here, Japan is technically a country, but when you go there, it's a whole different world. You see how the spirit permeate through language? It talks about how, no, they don't just talk about, it's about how life and how we built right through writing and through speaking and through language. It talks about life and different ways of life and basically in different dimensions, if I could make it clear. So back to Japan. So when you go to Japan, it feels like you're in a different place, a different world. It's not just a country. You're in a different spirituality because what they practice is not the same as yours. Obviously, you can find someone like yours. We're not alone, never alone. But Japan has its own history. Japan has their own story, their own myth, their own gods. So like you're stepping in another life form. So and probably in a higher plane, Japan is a complete life form. In another higher plane, Japan is completely deities. In a higher plane, Japan is deities and heaven. In another higher plane, Japan is deities, heaven, and God. In a higher plane, God. You know, God is all. And this is not the Christian God. This is not the Christian concept. That's a culture. Christianity is a culture. Christianity is a religion. Christianity is a type of spirit. God transcends all that. We just don't have a definite, fathomable word to describe an unfathomable God. We just use the word God. God should be generic, but at the same time simple. It should be simply said, God. So it's like, it has nothing to do with what we think as, because I'm Christian, but I'm a folk Christian. It has nothing to do with the church think. It has something to do with God thinks. God is. He thinks. He is thought. So that's one example. Is a gigantic world of one, a universe or dimension. So I explain all of that. I just went past that in the notes. Now, back on the example. So that's how you could say Japan is a world, but not technically it's a country, but yet a world, a place, a plane. We're in one dimension, but we have many dimensions. This is a matter of faith. It's a matter of belief. The invisible, thus the deities then manifest through all this creation. They manifest through this dimension. Thus, what we see visibly, the earth goddess, the sky god, the tree, dryads, if I'm right. Like we come up with all this, we can't think of it by ourselves. Like in the Bible, the Bible is life. The Bible is not just Christian. The Bible is the book. That's it. The book of life. That's it. You could take it however you could take it. The Bible is for us, not against us. Like it said in the Bible, in the book of life, in the stories, if God is for me, who can be against me? That's in Romans. So it's like God never pick and choose and say, I'm for this person, but I'm not for that person because, da 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 da. No. He is all of us. That's not complete. He is for us. So who could be against us, It don't make any sense to think that to take the Bible as a weapon, you see, it turned into it sounds like a double-edged sword. But if you think about it, like it says within the book, it says the sword is like a double-edged sword. But the sword splits through the bone and marrow straight. So if it could do that, it's not meant to be used as hate because the enemy thinks he could change that. The enemy, the adversary, the devil, whoever you want to call it, is actually what lives. Not live. The enemy is without. That's a whole nother story. I wrote that in my notes too. But basically, the enemy opposes that. And he wants to take all of that. And he can't. He just can't. He doesn't own this earth. That's why you have people saying, the devil's not real. Hell's not real. If you think about it, it is not. But at the same time, it does not deny the fact that it is here. It's still here. Like how God and the Spirit says, heaven is on earth. If heaven is on earth, hell is on earth. So we cannot deny the ones who say that it's not real, because technically it isn't. But that doesn't deny the existence. That can't deny the existence of what hell is. That's a whole nother ball game. I'm trying to make sense. Actually, I understand it. It's just I don't know how to word it. I'm not smart enough or smart at all. I'm trying. But it's in my notes. That's gotta be a whole nother video about heaven and hell. What it is, at least to me. But basically, I could understand what I'm basically trying to say. I could understand why they say the devil is not real. If you think about it, we could deny the devil's existence, but that does not deny that he does not exist. That still shows he exists in a way, because that lie, we become blind to what is. Basically, it's a whole nother ball game. Basically, it's saying when people say he's not real, they're basically disregarding that concept of the devil from Christianity and Judaism or whatever, wherever it stands for. Mainly Christianity. They're basically saying that can't be real. And it is true. At least to me, I think. It's true. Because nowhere says in the Bible where the enemy has power like that. It shows what he does in life and experience, but it's a whole nother thing to talk about how the enemy shows power, quote unquote, but is technically no power. That's why the word sin means without. In Spanish, it means without. So there's a certain thing. That's why God says, do not be afraid, because he knows there's something there that's absolutely nothing. You can't do nothing without God. And since the enemy opposes God, he cannot do nothing. That's why back again to the Bible it says, if God is for me, who can be against us? Who can be against me? So, okay, that's a whole nother ballgame. But like I said about me being an omnist, I'm an omnist, okay, whatever. But the thing is, the whole spirit, the spirituality, the bigger picture, right here. So basically, like for example, like Japan, how Japan could extend to a different place, not extend to a different place. That's crazy. No, Japan could God extends. God extend the fabric of time and dimension and the planes. We don't see that with our eyes. But that doesn't mean it isn't such. It sounds weird, but I don't know how to. Yeah, it sounds weird. Or completely wrong to some people, maybe. But that doesn't, at the same time, regardless, it acknowledges each aspect that God created, each detail. But we must look at the bigger picture. There, I don't know how to explain it. So basically, another part is to explain how the deities exist, because I believe they exist. I see they exist. And here I can explain why. What I'm saying is not absolute truth, it's just a truth for me. So it's like this. So everything is happening at once, but everything is in order at the same time, such as religion. Religion in this dimension is called religion. But if you move to another dimension, everything here is up there, thus everywhere. So that basically as above, so below. So if you call religion, we call it religion, but probably in a little higher plane is called the way of life. And then another plane is called life. And another plane is called heaven. And another plane is called God. God is religion. If that makes sense. It's not just down here, it's like a house and we live in it. But God, with God, in God, of God, and all, He makes religion. He has religion. It's transcended. It transcends. It's transcending. Things are still growing. He's still creating. People think God is just sitting there. That's not true. God takes rests, like it says in the Bible, and then God creates. He does so many things in life. In life. He is life. He does so many things, period. So he's constantly creating something. So religion here is not just religion. Religion is also a way of life, a plane, a spirit, a what, whatever. Religion is religion. But in the word, the language, religion means a practice of some sort, a dogma. But if you take it with that thought and pay attention to how people move in life, how you move in life, how I move in life, it becomes a way of life. It's not just religion anymore. It's not just that definition. That definition transcends. When you have God, when you have the Spirit, it transcends. It becomes bigger, better, wiser, or something. Or so back to here, as above, so below, as in heaven, so on earth. So there are people of religions, but in heaven, it may not be called religion. It's just people. So down here, nothing is truly wrong if you think about it. No one is truly wrong. No one is truly right. Because as above, so below. So there gotta be people, I don't know. But as we see, like St. Paul said, we learn of the invisible through the visible. So if everything down here is like that, then yes, there's something like that happening. There's something like that in the name of God, in goodness. There's people with different quote unquote religions and practices and ways of life. It could be confusing to say how there could be a hell on earth, and if everything is as above as below, can there be a hell in heaven? No, because what shows on earth, there shows a battle and warfare. We have war, and history shows that. History shows, and it's factual. That's facts. History repeats itself and basically shows how we have pain, suffering, anguish, turmoil, hunger for evil for some people, and all of that is evil fighting good. And that is happening up in the heavens. But if you go higher, if you keep going higher and higher and higher and higher to the point where nothing exists for you, like you don't exist, it's just God. You know, that's where there's bliss, peace, love, happiness, joy. The highest plane, the highest ever, and it's unfathomable. It's continuously growing. That's what we call God. And you keep stemming down from it. When you stem down from that, then you have the word gods. And then you have the word deities. Then you have the word mountains. Then you have the word trees. You have the language is very important, because I'm starting to see now the way we speak matters. When you speak in a certain tone or speak in a certain way and you speak the word, it matters not what you speak of. You have to have a certain way of talking. You have to have a certain style, speech, love, basically. And that manifests into the word. God uses that. And that shows in the Bible too. Like, it's funny because Moses, I don't want to get into that too much, but God basically told Moses, tell these people in a respectful manner, tell these people to have faith somewhere around there, and then struck this rock, not struck the rock, command the rock to gush forth water. And Moses didn't do that. He did it in his own way. And since he did not do it the right way, that's when God is like, since you didn't do it like I said, it happened, but was not done correctly, thus not happening. I cannot let you go into this land. Period. It's in Moses. I don't remember. See, I suck with verses, but it's a story. We know it happened. It's in Exodus. It gotta be in Exodus. Yeah, it's in Exodus, I think. But yeah, so it's the tone. It's how you speak. It's how you have love in your heart. And then God said, yes, I'm going to use that child. I'm going to use that word because that child is saying blah, 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 blah. That child is saying that exactly how I want it. And it's simple. It's very simple. Love. Love. Guidance. Listening. Obedience. Happiness. Joy. All of that. Like just the need. Not just a need. You don't want to sound like too needy, but like a hunger. Something that just, that's why we have language. Language, everything permeates language. When we speak, that's explains who we are as a person. And I need to help myself on that. It just dawned upon me. So yeah, that's basically it in terms of religion. It's how we speak. So this is new. I just discovered this last night. I am an omnist, and it makes total sense. I can't just, I'm not taking a word and adopting it. I'm just seeing it in the internet. That's it. Meaning, I'm seeing myself literally as a word, omnist. So it doesn't, that's how I know that God literally gave me a gift and made me an omnist. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. I struggled so much to find the truth. And I said to myself, what is it that I'm searching for? And I came across the word omnist, and I still couldn't catch it because it was not my time. Like it says once again in the Bible, it's not, everything has a time and place. We know this. It's in life. We say it all the time. It was not my time. So I can't beat myself up too much, but I messed up a little in opening the box. The box, meaning the gift. The box that God gave me. I was capable, God gave me that metaphor in my mind, in my unconscious, to let me know I gave you a gift and you still didn't open it yet. Some people take the gift and throw it away. Now, that's a whole nother story. But I had it. I kept it. I kept searching around it and shaking the box. But I was like, what is it? And he's basically saying, open it. So it's funny. We want to open it. But the thing is, everything has a time and place. All we have to do is listen. I don't even know how to say it. It's like, I'm basically sharing. I'm sharing something because God did something in my life, and I feel I should say it because I don't feel I should say it. I just want to share it because it's good. That's it. It's like, I don't know, when you have something good, you have a bag of chips and like it tastes so damn good, and then you have somebody, here I go again. You have somebody that come and say, "Hey, blah blah blah," and you said this chips taste really good. You want some? The end. So obviously, and if the person said, "Nah, no, thank you," and another person come in and say, "Yeah, I could try it," and they'd be like, "Damn, this is good. This is some good chips." And this is a terrible metaphor I'm using. This is a terrible, what you call it, example that I'm using. Some people love chips. Let's try cake. Coming from an arrow ace. Let's try some cake. Oh, you see this cake? This cake tastes good. And you'd be like, no, thank you. And the next person come and you say, hey, you want to try this cake? This cake tastes really good. I'm eating it. They're not trying to do nothing strange. They're eating the cake. They enjoy it. You see the joy in their face. You try some. And you be like, okay, let me try some. They eat it. And they be like, oh, my God, this tastes good. Thank you for sharing, blah, blah, blah. It's like that. That's all it is, okay, in this video. Honestly, truly, this is all I want to do. I want to share it because that's how good God is. Period. That's how good the gift is. I love the fact that I find out this is who I am. That's why I said the struggle is real. The struggle is real. We all go through it. We all go through it. The adversary, the enemy, is a liar. Let's put that right there. Let's just say he's a liar. A big one. So, the struggle is real. So, if I'm an omnist, that makes God omni, and we all know how omni exists in words: omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, all of that. God is omni, and everybody recognizes that. So, if he could be that, like saying a Buddhist, then God is Buddha. Someone who's a Shintoist, then God is Shinto. He is the way. He is the way of life. Shinto. I forgot how it means. The way of something. If someone is a Taoist or Taoist, or I don't know how you say it, then God is Taoist. Taoism. If someone is a pagan, then God is pagan. If you think about it, it's strange, but we can't escape. we are his thoughts if you think about it. We're like his beautiful. There was a comment I read somewhere on YouTube. We are his particles, and if we align ourselves with God, we we become one. Basically, we are his DNA. It sounds strange, but it's not. You think about it. We come from our parents, we breed and all that. We stem from them. We don't have to be. We're not exactly them, but we stem from them. You know, it's the same thing with God. We are his DNA. But the thing with God is spirit. He transcends all that. We become one with God. So saying pagan, I find this interesting because I love paganism. I love Hinduism. I love Shinto. Obviously, I love all religions because there's truth in it. I love truth. There's truth, something that makes sense, that mixed with common sense and the way of life. In paganism, there's gods, all multiple of gods. There's no one God, right? So that's funny. And how I could see it, how I could perceive it, the best way possible. If there is no one God, that means God is gods. Period. Gods, the gods. That means that's still God. I don't know how to. I don't know how to say how. He's singular and he's plural. He's plural and he's singular. I don't. I don't know how to explain it the best way possible. But the best way possible, I can't explain it the best way possible. So the best way I could say it is that if there is no one God, that means God is all those gods, and they all come from from one place. Like they all have their own one place. And if you combine all of that, if you combine all of that, that is gods, basically gods, the gods. You know how you say when you say and that you see how the language says the gods, God, the God, you know, gods, the gods is still there. You know, it's still there. He's still there. Period. Like he, she, same. Please, like women, yes, life, goddess. That's totally there. So that's there. That's not to me. I believe that's not that's not a fantasy. That's not new. That's something that's been around. That's definitely not new because you can see it in yourself as a woman too. You could totally see it in yourself as a woman, as a man. Goddess, goddess. God is a woman. Oh yeah, that's not a rebellious thing. That's a fact. God is a woman and God is man. So nothing is without the Father. Nothing is without the truth, at least for me, as what is called omnism. As an omnist, I basically use in my notes Japan again. So I'm not going to repeat that. I basically said everything. So you could take this with some salt. You could take this as however you want it because it's a gift. You could do whatever you wish. It could be like a myth to somebody. This could be just a word. This could be a story, or this could just be literally a story. This could be a mythical story. Not still saying story, but technically. Or this could be completely fiction. But that doesn't mean it's not a gift. It's still a gift, but a fiction gift, a fictional gift, a mythical gift. Or maybe I'm technically translating. I'm trying to translate what God is telling me in a point of view from myself. I don't know. But this could be a theory. This could be a way of life. This could be not a way of life because this is a video. I don't know how you could take from, but actually you could take from many videos, not just this video. If you love what you hear or you like what you hear, you find it interesting, do some research on albinism Do some research on whatever religion you came from. Research, like just research it. You don't have to be just omonism. You don't have to be omonism, period. Do some research based on whatever word that popped out in your head coming from this video. Like, do research, you know. This is not a BN be all type. This is a gift. It's a gift for me, at least. It's a gift, totally a gift. It's a gift, and I want to give it. So basically, it doesn't have to be factual. You do whatever you please with it. But this is true for me. This is a belief. This is something I wish to express. My nose is long. Sorry. Yes, this is what I see. All right, this is how I see things. This is how I perceive the world. This is how I understand it. If you like this video, I could keep on going. It will be a long video. There's some people with hour, but I can't do it. I would love to make another video about deities and their existence. Obviously, you cannot prove that. It's a matter of faith and belief and where you come from. But I'm not gonna talk about deities like as if I don't know how to say it, but people put a bad name to paganism or something. Paganism is a religion, right? There's neo-paganism, there's paganism, pagan reconstructionists. Like, I did my time. I don't know how to say. I did some time. It's okay, but there's different types of pagans. It's so cool, and I love paganism. And I grew up with a Christian mindset, thinking it's wrong. And I cannot fathom enough how such insecurity could play a part in our spirit when it comes to other people who lives a life different from ours, who lives a life different from yours, and different from him or hers. Like, we have to be stable. That's a whole nother video. I could go on forever. I could go on forever. So that's probably why nothing. That's probably why, it is what it is. So I would love to talk about how I see the existence of deities. I would love to share that and the existence. You can't prove God. The thing is, God is deity. God is the deity. I don't know you can't prove God. But at the same time, I don't wanna prove God. I wanna share the existence of God. How about that? Instead of trying to prove something, there's no point. There's no point. It's there in the Bible. Like, the Bible is a book of life and such. The myths are mini books of life. They are, because the people of the day literally lived those lives, and that's how they moved, and that was their life, whether it looked wrong or how wrong it was, or how bad, whether it looked, how beautiful it looked. Like, it doesn't matter. It was a life. A myth is definitely a way of life. So it's like, so is the Bible. The Bible is myth too. The Bible is a myth, but that doesn't mean fake. Myth, as in sacred, story, word. Mythos comes from the Greek word mythos. So it's definitely full of mythologies. The Bible holds mythologies. The Bible is mythology. Hence why the word exists. Everything exists because of the word. Period. And it comes into the Bible. What we know as the Bible. Period, But like I said, I could go on forever. Why am I sharing this? Like I said, I found out last night. I find it cool. I want to share it. It's cool. It's a gift. That's it. Thank you. If you like this video, please give it a like. Thank you.